Hey guys, Armada here. A lot of people are asking for some kind of tier list of countries. So I was thinking about it for some time, and now I think it's time to make one. Lots of people are asking what country to buy as first, what to play, what country, what, and these kind of questions. So yeah, let's get into it. So there is a tier list. We have all of the countries, and yeah, maybe what should I start with? Let's start with abstract. So for me, abstract, basically abstract exists for people who don't have any countries and for people who know how to play the game. So abstract is S tier. I don't care what other people say. If somebody is saying, "Oh my God, Bertas are so OP, abstract cannot deal with them," that's bullshit. It's just, but it's a matter of perspective, right? Like if you are a noob and you play with noobs all the time, and you are all getting into IR in 40 minutes, for example, and then you don't fight for another 20 minutes, and you have time to prepare and make a big army and nobody is attacking you or killing your workers, then of course, yeah, it's a different perspective than what I have, for example. But for purpose of this video, let's talk about average team game players, because that's most of you. So I will not be even talking about 1v1, because it's slightly different. But yeah, let's do it for team games. But in team games, abstract is S tier. The power of abstract is in the versatility and also in horses. Basically, every country that has horses, industrial horses, is quite good. And when you have some skill, sorry, when you reach some skill level, and you can microwave horses and you can be very annoying. You can completely destroy like 3 or 4 players just by raiding their eco. So what are people doing in general? Once they get to IR, they build or upgrade stables and just start to spam IR horses. IR horses can kill workers very quickly. I think you need only 2 hits to kill a worker. They are super fast. They can even destroy medieval buildings quite well. To some extent they can deal with cannons, and yeah, overall it's just perfect unit to raid eco with. And that's why abstract is so powerful. Versatility of units, it has almost no weakness, and yeah, IR horses are just super good. And definitely abstract is something that you should learn to play, because it's far better option than some other countries. So thanks to abstract, our selection is definitely not pay to win, because yeah, there is no country that would have big advantage over abstract. I would say it's the opposite, that some countries are lacking a lot to be on the same level of abstract. So abstract is S tier. Now let's go with, I think I will go from left to right. So let's go with China. China for me used to be here when it was released, and with every patch, developers were nerfing it. And now it's that tier, sadly. China has nothing to offer, really. There is nothing good about China. It's super weak in the early industrial. Like, I know people like to spam militiamen and they like to use horses, and then I don't know. It's fun. I get it. I like to play China too. But it's so weak. Almost every country nowadays has some kind of machine gun unit which will deal with China easily. So militiaman has almost no impact. And it takes forever, and it's so costly to build a trade center or get to IR and benefit from the extra population. It takes forever. You need to build trade center, then you need to unlock one country, then you need to unlock another country, and you cannot make units while it's being while you are unlocking the upgrade or to access to the country. So it takes like 10 minutes just to start producing units from the trade center. And then the units are not even so good. It's just that you can spam them, but not really, because at that moment enemy would have like 10 factories and would spam at the same rate. So it's just about the extra population that you get in IR2, and that's just super late game. I don't know, not so many games are getting to the point where you are IR2, you have unlocked the second population upgrade for China, and then you can spam. China is also very micro heavy. If you want to play it on the high level, you need to micro the kamikaze soldiers that can explode. Without that, you have no way how to deal with armored units or buildings in general. And I don't see many people use it. I would say that many people maybe don't even know that it exists. So China becomes like decent when you are IR2 with extra population. You can spam machine gunners, like the heavy machine gunners, and you can spam from the trade center. But that's super late game, and it has no mines, it has no anti-air, it has no balloons, it has no battleships, no nothing. It's just, I don't know. It's for me it's D tier, and I know a lot of people love China, but sadly it's just not good compared to other countries. Like for example, if you place China against Abstract, all Abstract has to do is to make, I don't know, 20 horses, attack your eco, and start making the machine gun units from barracks, and maybe upgrade some towers to industrial towers, and then the China spam will do absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. And then you can add some balloons, and again China has no answer to that. It's just sad, but China is D tier. I was asking developers to buff China. It's not coming in the next patch. So China will be still D tier. Poland. Poland, it's a bit difficult with Poland because it depends a lot on the timings. But the main issue of Poland is that you have the Tankete unit, which is quite good, but you need the blueprint for it. And for blueprint you need arsenal. So you need to first upgrade to arsenal, which is very costly. Then you need to make a blueprint, which is I think 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes, I'm not sure, I can check it later, but it's just a long time in IR before you can start producing your units that you want to be using. You can make horses, like the horses of Poland, they are quite good, but they are definitely weaker than abstract horses, at least before you unlock the grenades that they can throw. And they cost a lot of food. So really you can spam horses, that's fine. And that's actually something that makes Poland not terrible. But it's just, I don't know, I would just prefer to play abstract. Because with abstract you can spam armored cars immediately, you don't need to unlock them with any blueprint. You can spam horses, that's the same. And then you have another units that Poland is lacking. So, yeah, I think Poland, for me, would be B tier. It's not terrible, it's not great, it's just in the middle. Next, we have Germany. Well, Germany, it's difficult with Germany. Germany, again, same story as China. Germany used to be S tier. And then it was nerfed many times. And now it's in the weird spot that it requires very high skill cap to play Germany correctly. Because the problem is that it's like a fantasy favorite country, right? You have big cannons, it's expensive units. A lot of people like that you have like very quality units. But once you lose them, it's extremely hard to replace it. So to play Germany correctly, first, once you get to IR, you need to be sure that nobody will echo rate your workers. So we need to get defensives against horses first. So we need to spam machine gun units. I don't see anyone playing Germany to use machine gun units from barracks. Everybody is spamming flamethrowers for some reason, which are of course super good against horses. But if the player with horses is not complete idiot, he will just run around. He will not be fighting your flamethrowers. So then I don't know. It's just you need to be defensive once you get to IR for like 10 minutes. Stabilize your eco. It's so expensive, and then you can start to use Bertas. And again, I don't see people using Bertas correctly. You cannot lose them. You need to be super good with position. You need to have engineers to repair Bertas. I'm serious. Like, I don't see people using that. You need to have like 10 engineers behind your Bertas and constantly be repairing them. Yes, you will be losing the engineers, but they cost nothing. They cost food. Berta is 1000 iron, and it takes forever to build it. So, and it's very hard to kill, but once it's dead, it's dead. So, if you are in the fight and enemy army has some cannons and you have Bertas, first you have better range, second you have higher damage, and third you can repair them. So you need to be repairing them. And yeah, it's just you need very, very high skill to play Germany correctly. People in general don't have the skill, and they end up with few Bertas, AFK in their base, doing absolutely nothing, and or just spamming the towers, the pillboxes, and yeah, and it's just the lose situation. You will never win by sitting in your base. So yeah, Germany, it's better than China, I will tell you that. For me, Germany is C. You can use it, you can play it well if you are really skilled and you have the knowledge, but it's just so difficult. Like, it's much easier to play abstract, make 20 horses and just run into Germany base. You will lose the horses, but every time you do that, you kill 15 workers. And you do it 3-4 times, and now Germany has 20 workers, and it's the most expensive country in the game, and there is no coming back from that. So, yeah, Germany is C tier. And please understand that I'm not talking just about the quality of the units or how strong it is. I'm considering also the eco and how difficult it is to maintain the army and build the army and move the army around the map and all of these things that matters. So it's not just are the units good or bad, but how difficult it is to unlock it and build it, and how much resources you need, how much time you need. All of this is being considered, and that's why Germany is C tier. If we would have unlimited resources and unlimited time, it would be maybe A tier, but that's not how normal games are. So yeah, Germany C tier. Alright, next we have Austria. Wait, is this Austria? I think it is Austria, right? Austria, very similar to Germany. It has no anti-air, it has nothing against horses. well, not nothing, but it's difficult to play against horses, and it's difficult to play against armored units. And I consider the big EMAs to be just awful. Like, the fact that you need to build them and then put them back together and then slowly move and then build again is just so bad. I prefer Bertas every time. So I know that people love it. They love it because they like to make 10 Kasabas and just go to the noob enemy base and kill workers. But you can do that in low level team games, but once you get to certain level, first people will have walls and choke points and they will just not let you to just go around the map with your Kasabas. And second, they will get a lot of cannons and you will just not be successful and you will lose them and you will deal no damage, and then you need to get to IR2 to have some other units that can actually destroy buildings, and I don't know, it's just abstract is so much better. So for me Austria, I'm thinking between C and D. I will put it in C just because considering average player having difficulty to deal with Kasabas. Because once you learn how to deal with them, there is nothing else. There are no horses, there are no balloons, there is nothing. So yeah, it's C. Then next we have France. Well, France is getting buffed a little bit in the next patch, the tanks. Slightly the damage is getting better. France, unfortunately for France, it's coming from West Europe, which is so slow and so weak. And it's just, I feel like it's missing its timing, because if it was like East Europe and you could get to IR a little bit faster, unlock tanks, make 10 tanks and just go for a quick attack, and it would be so difficult for enemy team to deal with the tanks. And then there are planes which are not terrible, but again you need to be skilled to control planes and actually do something with them. I see people playing planes, but they are just targeting stupid things. Like, they are flying over the map just to destroy one balloon tower. Like, okay, nice, but I can rebuild it in 10 seconds and you did nothing. It's just, it's you need to target factories and arsenals and expensive buildings. So France is definitely better than Germany or Austria, if you know what to do. So I would put it in the B tier. But not a lot of people are playing France. But I feel like it can be B tier. It's not a problem. Next, Turkey. Turkey has abstract horses. It has good cannons. For some reason, Turkish cannons, they are not slowing units. And based on my discussion with WoW, it's intentional. So it's not a bug. So it's a light cannon, and that's why it's not slowing units like Howitzer, for example. Which is disadvantage a little bit, but still they are quite good, the light cannons. And then you have snipers, you have balloons, you have horses. It's like abstract, very similar to abstract actually. So I would say it's slightly worse than abstract, but I'm just thinking, why is it slightly worse than abstract? Maybe because of the tractors and tanks, that you don't have tanks. Wait, does Turkey have the armored car? I'm not sure. I'm not sure at the moment. It doesn't, right? Oh my god. I don't know. But Turkey, I would put it into A. Because it's very close to abstract, but just abstract has some more utility than Turkey. Also, you can go abstract from East Asia, which is better than West. Turkey is West only, but West is getting buffed a lot next patch. So maybe Turkey will be played more. Okay, next one is Russia. So Russia is S tier. And Russia has everything. And no, not only everything, it has like everything plus. So I don't know where to start. Well, you have Death Skies, which is like absurdly good in early IR. Because in early IR, like it's normal to just still be spamming like archers or units that don't have so much armor, and you can completely like overrun the enemy because you are trading so much better. So it's definitely super good, even though it's getting nerfed a little bit. Like the attack speed is getting nerfed for this guys, but it's absurd how good it is. And then you have partisans from houses, which is free unit. Again, they are nerfing them, like doubling the cost, which is still 0. So partisans again very good. Like just the fact that you can spam units if you see that, I don't know, horses are running to your base, and you can quickly make something. That's just super good. And then it's a free unit, it can actually destroy buildings. It's not great like in fights, but if you need it, it's there, right? So it's super good. And then there is Tachanka as a special unit. And Tachanka is so tanky in early IR, you need cannons to deal with that. And what super good players are doing is that you make like 3 Tachankas, you put them in the front of the fight, and they are tanking so much of arrows and machine gun units and just everything. Because nobody is just focus targeting like units one by one in the fight. So Tachankas are randomly tanking a lot of shots. Plus they are perfect as anti-air, right? So you can make your own balloons and few Tachankas, and enemy will just lose the balloon battle. So super good. Then there are Russian tanks, which are like mid. They are not great, not terrible, but it's there. You can use it if you need it. So Russia has no weakness. It's coming from East Europe, which is still super good. You can be IR super fast, and you don't even need so many workers to get to IR as East Europe. So Russia is just strong. It has everything, and it has horses, which are also super good, and yeah, that's why it's S tier. And will be even with the nerfs that are coming, still be S tier. Next one, Persia. Persia Iron. Do you say Iron or Iran? I don't know. Maybe it's Iran. So where to put it? Well, again, this is quite difficult because if it would be just noob games, it would be like A. But once the skill level gets higher, it moves to B tier, C tier, D tier. It's just so easy to play against it if you know what's coming and if the timing is not off. So for example, Russia needs like 1 DS or 2 DS to completely deal with the Persia in IR1, because there are no good units. You can spam camels, but they will just die, they have no armor. And in current meta, you need to be like super fast IR and then fight basically medieval units. Or you have to skip IR1 and just go IR2 and make Gatras, and then you can do something. But I don't see the balloons being good, the rocket balloons that they have. Their cannons are just awful. It's just medieval, West Asian medieval cannon, which has no range. Every other industrial cannon has better range. So half of your army will die before you can actually see the enemy or shoot the enemy. So it's just about gas thrust basically. And their food eco is so bad. You need a lot of sea farms, and I don't know. I would put it into C category, into C tier. Considering like average skill level. And I don't even see so many players to play Persia right now. So C tier. India is my favorite country. I really like it. I like to spam elephants. For me, India is fun because it's very versatile in IR2. In IR1, it's quite difficult against armored units, against like armored cars, Kasabas. But elephants are still decent. The only problem of the elephants is actually the elephant house, which is considered medieval building, and it has medieval armor, and it's very easy to lose them, and it's quite expensive to rebuild them again. And once you lose them, I mean, once you lose like 10 elephant houses, because you need like 10 to 12 to spam elephants really. Once you lose them, it's just terrible. So, but I love tigers, tiger trucks, super good, super fun. You can spam balloons, you can spam the 6, you can spam tanks in IR2. So there is a lot of that you can do, and you have extra population, which is amazing. So for me, India would be A tier. Considering also that West Asia is getting buffed, so it will be easier to get to India faster. So I think we will see a lot of India next patch. Alright, next one, Japan. Japan, well, everybody who knows me a little bit knows that I absolutely hate Japan. Because, well, there is like a meme that I played the game against Excalibur, and I was winning so much. And then I was very cocky and I picked Japan as my IR country. And I think he went abstract. And he just completely demolished me because I got to Japan. It was my first game with Japan. And I just didn't know what units to build because there was nothing. There are no good units. There are no horses. There are not armored cars. There is no... Well, actually there are armored cars, I think. But it doesn't matter. It's just... There are no balloons. There are no horses. It used to be meta. So I don't like Japan because if there is no sea, people tend to spam the trench mortars, which are super bad. The problem is that they cost a lot. They are slow. They are slow to produce, and they just don't deal enough damage. The animation is too slow. The AoE is too small. If you just make howitzers, it's better. If you make howitzers and machine gunners, it's better. So, and if you are making this, you can also play abstract, because then you have horses and you have balloons and you have tractors, and you have these advantages. But with Japan, you don't have that. And I know people have to spam the, how is it called? The explosive balloon. Oh, I forgot. But I don't know, it's very situational. So I would love Japan to be better, but sadly, it's D tier. Sadly, it's D tier. Sorry, guys. Maybe once I see Japan to win a game, maybe I will change my opinion. Maybe it will be C tier, but no, it's really not. And then we have Great Britain. Well, Great Britain is going from West Europe, which is a problem most of the time. And then other problem is the S tier S tier Russia with the death psych units. So it's like you spam these machine gunners, light machine gunners, which are super good. They are melting everything together with howitzers. And then there is like two death guys from the fog, and they kill like 40 of your light machine gunners with one shot. And you can just go cry to the corner. So I would listen. If there is no Russia in the match, it would be S tier for me. And if there is Russia in the match, which usually is because a lot of people are playing Russia because it's good. So with Russia in the match, I would put it as A tier. There are some nerfs coming to Great Britain in the next patch. I think they are nerfing the production speed of light machine gunners and also the cost. I mean cost of houses. But I think it will still be good. It has no horses. That's the biggest weakness. Actually, if Great Britain had some kind of horse, it would be S tier. But just because you just have to use the light machine gunners, there is nothing else, together with howitzers, then it's A tier. It completely melts all the Asian countries, so that's great. But once you put it against Abstract or Russia, it's not so great. Maybe if they buffed the tanks a little bit, it would be great. But the tanks of Great Britain, they are like very mid, as all other tanks in the game. Like only good tanks are the speedy tanks of India, the wheel tanks. Everything else is like, it's too slow to actually do something. Because the problem of tanks is that they just like damage. Like if you compare it with howitzer, a howitzer is like 250, right? 250 damage. And then we have tank with 80. Like it's a, what are you going to use it for? It's so slow, even killing or destroying the houses or buildings or units in general. So yeah, I wish tanks would be buffed overall, like 30% flat damage buff to all tanks. I think that would be nice. Well, that's all for the tier list, guys. Yeah, I think I'm quite happy with this. Again, this is for team games. If you would be talking about 1v1, then I'm just thinking what would be different in 1v1. I think it would be quite similar. Maybe there would be no B tier and it would be like this in 1v1. Because honestly, nobody is playing this in 1v1. It's trash. Like, if you really want to win, you will not be picking those countries on C and D tier. So 1v1 is most of the time just Abstract and Russia, and sometimes other countries, if you want to have some fun. But if I'm playing Asia and I want to win the game, I'm picking Abstract every time. So yeah, but for the team games it's like this. Well, guys, let me know in the comments what you think. Are you happy with this tier list, or you hate me now because I put your favorite country into the D tier? Yeah, let me know. Alright guys, that's all for the video. Thanks for watching and yeah, see you soon.